Good afternoon, gardeners, plant people. It's the latest installation of my Freesources series. Today I'm covering probably the top of your to-do list: compost, soil, potting mix, dirt, whatever you want to call it. I have to refill all my beds. Everything settles, of course, and I've moved these beds from my backyard to the side yard, so I definitely need to top up. I did, full disclosure, do a layer of mulch just to bulk it up a little bit more, and now I'm topping with as much of the compost that I can. So a lot of beds, a lot of expense. The way I keep this a free source is I use my city compost facility, and technically I did not get it for free. With the city, you load yourself. It is free up to 30 gallons, and I packed the car as much as I could. So I definitely got more than 30 gallons, so I paid $10. And then of course I did a second load. So that gives me a $20 total to fill these beds, and then have extra that I'm gonna add to my compost pile to supplement and hopefully inoculate with a little. This is good compost. I don't wanna say that it's not great, but I know I can put a little value added zhuzh on this so I can use it throughout the season as well. So the city, when they pick up our compost bin, bagged leaves, mulch piles, whatever, they break it all down, and then local residents can come in and on self-load days fill your truck bed or your Mazda with as many buckets or scoops as you can. They also have like a loader dump it in your bed for you, and if I had a truck, that is absolutely what I'd be doing. But lo and behold, hatchback life. I fill it with as much as I can, and then I take it home, dump it where I need, go do another load. I've been doing this for years. I've heard plenty of people say like, oh, I don't trust the soil, you know, because sure, if somebody hacked down all of their pesticide-laden leaves and grass clippings, you don't know what's in here. And I'm in a position right now where I desperately need soil, and I don't want to spend a lot of money. So this is the route I took. I've started out using this. You know, I can't produce enough compost for the amount of growing I want to do, so I'm making do with what I can. Another drawback of the city compost is that it's only open on Saturday mornings, so I have a late start already, and this is the Saturday I have available, so I'm trying to get as much as I can. I think 2 loads is the most I'm going to get today. But cheap if you have the time, and good exercise. It's fun. I really like it. Hang out with other gardeners. Everybody's scooping. Everyone's in a good mood on dirt day. So I really love doing it. You know, I looked into it, and the cost difference between buying bagged soil as a convenience whenever I can and bringing it in, certainly more expensive. And one step below that would be hiring someone to deliver soil from a nursery or just a compost provider. And that is cheaper than the bagged stuff, but still it's a big investment because I need to get a lot in order to make it worth it. So this works the best for me, and I'm happy to do it. It's really close to my house too, so I am kind of in the location lottery winner on that. So it's great soil, it looks good, occasional trash, whatever, but I'm happy with it, and it's free. So look into your city. Maybe it's not something everyone offers. Thankfully, as soon as I started gardening, I was referred to it by a friend, and today was the busiest I've ever seen it. I've never had to fight for a parking spot next to the pile before, but on my second load, I had to do a little walking to and from the pile to load into the car. And if you have a truck, you have no option but to wait. So timing is critical. I think maybe there's a resurgence of gardening again. So maybe after the pandemic, there was a little lull, but people are back in it now for whatever reason. And now there's some competition. So definitely worth looking into in your area. I've got these 3 beds here, 3.5 technically, trying to elevate the back so I can have deeper rooted things. So I need to get potatoes and beans planted, and peas. I've got fava beans that are outgrowing their space in the house, and I'm just desperate to get things in the ground. It's unreasonably hot right now. It's not quite planting weather for most of my summer crops, but I need to get this situated and inoculated and let it develop a bit so I can start planting when the time comes. I've still probably got 4 weeks before I can really think about planning out like all my tomatoes and peppers and summer things. So not critical, but any jump on it I can get. And just for my own schedule, today's the day. So it's worth looking into. I'm going to show you how I fill this real quick, and hopefully you can find one in your area to do the same, because I absolutely recommend it. So, due to losing footage because of my camera overheating in March, I need to cover some things that I probably lost while I was unloading everything. So, some tips and some drawbacks and some thoughts about this process if it's something you're interested in doing. So for the free city compost, of course, it is a self-load. So go into that knowing that it's a physical, heavy activity, and it's generally not very comfortable outside. So if you get there early, it's really not too bad. But today it is exceptionally hot, so not great, not for the most. Even for very able-bodied people, it's not comfortable. So keep that in mind. You're saving a lot of money though. And in addition to that, wait on that car. And on that note, if you can get help to help you do this, that's awesome. I do not bring anybody along because a seat in the car is a seat for the dirt. So I am a one-man project on this, and it works out fine. I don't have a heavy load. If I was doing a truck bed, I would enlist assistance from other people. So another thing to note, this is a compost medley. This is a collection of everybody's city compost that they have left at the curb. So don't treat this like your normal standard dirt. I do a soil test every year, and I will tell you that when side by side with the store-bought or homemade, there is some germination issues with this one, and maybe that's because there's a broadleaf herbicide. I've tested it with peas and beans and not had them sprout at all. So know that going forward. Plant particular varieties here if you've tested your soil and you know it does not work for peas, beans, the like. So I don't have issues with tomatoes. Gotta wait for a car. My garden's on a street. I'm gonna use it for tomatoes, peppers, herbs. Generally, things like that are gonna be fine. I've used this for a long time. And I do have half mulch and half previous compost in here. So it is top dress, and I'll be amending it, of course, like all things, with LAB and compost teas and homemade nutrients. You can find more of those on my channel if you're interested in making your own. So there are some drawbacks with your free soil. It's hard work. It's hard to find the time. Today is the Saturday morning I have available, and it's only open on Saturday morning, so I had to get as many loads as I can, and that's 2. So I'm maxed out. I have other stuff to do today. I really can't do more, and I'm pretty tired. So I've done 3 loads before, and if you're getting wood chips, it's not so bad. They also offer wood chips, but I've got that covered. Check out my wood chip video. And I think it looks great. Physically, without a soil test, it looks like nice dirt. There's nice variety of wood chunks. Some are really fine, some are really clumpy. It holds moisture well. I mean, this is a pile that's been sitting in the elements, and we had a lot of rain. So naturally, there's some variance in what you get in the pile. So I'm a little more selective about what section I'm pulling the dirt from. If it's been sitting at the bottom of the pile, it's very compacted, really damp, super heavy, it's hard to shovel. So I scout a spot in the pile, find the loose, fine stuff, because I'm physically lifting this, and try to load mine with the lightest available, because less water is less weight and more dirt in your Mazda. So I definitely recommend, if you have the space today was the busiest I've ever seen it there, so I was not very selective about the spot on my second run because I literally couldn't even park my car. I had to haul the dirt from the pile to my car, which is a good thing for buckets. If I was in a truck, I'd just have to sit there and wait until there's a spot, but it doesn't give you as much of the luxury of finding a cozy nook in the shade with the best supple dirt. So really, you know, be aware of what you're picking from and try to be selective if you can. If you're concerned about getting beat down by load after load of heavy dirt. These are heavy. I use kind of small containers and it still wears me out. So take a magnesium when you get home. You might have a little soreness and it's fun. I like it. I mean, it's not enough to like break my back, but I'm pretty tough. So maybe unreliable, but it's free. Kind of hard to get to, but it's free. It's decent for what you get. You do get what you pay for. And I did the math. So having store-bought bags of this amount, I would be spending hundreds of dollars to fill these beds. And I did it for $20. 2 loads, $10 each. Under 30 gallons is free. So if you want to make 15 loads, you can do it for free. I live close by, but still not close enough to warrant that. So I pay the $10. Gonna wait for the loud car. No, I'm not. I just have to go. So I pay the $10 and I just cram as much as I can into this car. So another thing worth noting, if you want to keep your car clean, I need to make sure this is even still. I should have moved it. Okay. I have to go faster. My camera's going to overheat again. So if you are particular about keeping your car clean, throw some blankets, drop cloths down. If you're really particular about keeping your car clean, rent a truck, get one from the place for $25 an hour and do it that way instead. And then you can just do it one unload it, you're done. So if you stage all your pots before they're filled, you know exactly where each pot goes and you're not struggling with heavy buckets to try to fit everything puzzled into your hatchback, whatever passenger vehicle you've got. So plan ahead and then keep these, make these your designated I'm moving dirt buckets, and don't plant anything in them if you know you're going to be needing more dirt. I probably won't plant much in this trash can anyway, but I have designated stuff ready to go. And then especially if you're planning ahead, to make sure nothing's moved in, ants, spiders, centipedes, whatever, there's going to be stuff. So I shake it out in advance, give them time to disperse, and then it's ready to go the next morning. And today I didn't. So hopefully there's nothing living in the car now. And on that note, this is not the most active living soil. I'm going to inoculate it further, fix it up a little, and then plant directly into it. So I'd like to give it some time to settle and to inoculate a bit with helpful bacteria. It's not the compost you would make at home, but I'm going to save a bunch for my compost pile and then inoculate that with all of my amendments and then hopefully have something to work with throughout the season without having to resort to store-bought. But my camera overheated again. If you have any tips I can do to handle this besides moving the camera right there into a little shadier spot, let me hear them, because this is how I set up my angle, and for continuity, I want it to at least be the same, but moving forward, I'm gonna have to figure something else out. Anyway, so, end notes. It's not the same as your regular store-bought soil, but it is free, and it's not as good as homemade, but neither is the store-bought stuff either, so I'll take that compromise. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. I hope this is helpful. I hope you found somewhere in your city that you can access a resource quite like this, and if not, check out my videos for other free resources. Maybe you can save some money along the way in other ways. So I've definitely been absent for a while. I'm trying to get back into more regular content creation. If you're new here, check out my other videos. My focus is saving money on expensive must-haves for your garden. So nutrients, containers, all of the raised beds, all of the things that you need to get started, to start as cheaply as possible, is the platform that I would like to push education to people. So stick around if you like free plant food, free potting soil, free wood chips. Check out anything that I've been posting in the past, trying to get more outgoing. So thanks for joining me. I'm honored if you've returned, and I'm grateful to meet you if you're new. Anyway, check me out, see some other videos, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.